Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The High Commissioner report highlights that in many states, the number of people held in pretrial detention is equivalent to or higher than the convicted prisoners. In Egypt, women human rights defenders Solafa, Esra and Sanaa, and many others are in pretrial detention due to their activism. We recall the High Commissioner's statement on April 3rd, urging Egypt to follow the lead of other states around the world and to release those who are in pretrial detention, and in particular, those who are detained due to their political or human rights work. Mr. Vice President, the Nelson Mandela and Bangkok rules provide valuable guidance to states on a wide variety of issues, including the rights of prisoners to communicate with the outside world, personal hygiene, and medical care. Since COVID-19, Egypt halted prison visits, and prison authorities are not consistent in allowing the delivery of supplies brought by their families, leaving them in a communication blackout both in prisons and in police stations, and without access to clean food, hygiene products, medication, clothing, and other basic needs that the prisons and police stations do not provide. We urge Egypt to guarantee prisoners' rights to contact their families on a regular and continuous basis by phone, and to ease sending and receiving letters, food, and medical supplies to them. The High Commissioner recommends in the report that while the effective management of prisons require adequate resources, many of the Bangkok and Mandela rules do not require additional resources for their implementation, but rather a commitment to the revision of laws and policies. In addition, Council Resolution 42/32 reaffirms that technical cooperation should remain an inclusive exercise that engages and involves all national stakeholders, including government agencies, national human rights institutions, and civil society. In this regard, Egyptian defenders have made repeated calls on the government to uphold the human rights of prisoners, including women. In conclusion, defenders should not be in prison in the first place, so we urge Egypt to immediately and unconditionally release all of those detained for exercising their human rights, and to stop using pretrial detention as a punishment. We recall that all of the defenders, special procedures, and the High Commissioners called for the release in September 2019
Je
are
vous
still in
remercie.
pretrial detention.